Hey guys, before we get into it, thank you so much for making this video possible. If it weren't for you guys, we would not be hitting this goal already. When I first started my Patreon, I never thought we would hit the first goal as quickly as we did. If any of you wonderful human beings have any other ideas of what you would like to see from me in the future for upcoming goals, please let me know in the comments or shoot me a message after you finish watching this video. Speaking of this video, I'm about to show you guys the entire process that went into my newest illustration, Give Love. For anyone unfamiliar with my banishment series, I went through a rough period at the beginning of this year that eventually led to this series, as well as another illustration known as Resilient. After talking to hundreds of people at Gen Con and telling them everything I had gone through, I felt like I needed to do something that wasn't about struggle or loss anymore. And as a result, I decided to do something in honor of those who helped me through one of the toughest times of my life. When it comes to personal work, I still don't know quite how to start. Until banishment, I hadn't really done much personal work. And with original stuff, I want to make sure that I feel a connection so I can talk about it. If that strong personal tie isn't there, then the work will just feel dead almost. So far, I've had the most luck figuring out a rough idea of the message while letting some things happen throughout the process. It almost needs to be a happy accident, rather than planned from the start. I also don't like using myself in personal work either. Nothing against anybody who does, but I don't like to be in the spotlight like that. I'd much rather be behind the scenes than front and center. Plus, it'd be a little strange having a booth at a show and all the work is essentially self-portraits. It'd be real weird. Can you imagine coming up to my table and me being like, "Hi, would you like to buy this illustration of me about this time of my life? Or maybe this self-portrait? Or this one? Oh, or maybe this one. No, wait, why are you running away from my table?" Because of that, I typically avoid using myself as reference. Initially, I wasn't quite sure what the message of this piece was going to be. After some research and inspiration hunting, I landed on the concept of "you get what you put into it" as the meaning for the piece. With that in mind, I thought it was best to keep the visuals generic rather than casting someone to be the one giving and receiving.
It is a love based on giving and receiving, as well as having and sharing. And the love that they give and have is shared and received.
That way, anyone could see themselves in the piece and relate to it. You could be the one reaching out or the one unraveling. Eventually, I started to feel like that was a bit clunky for a concept and potential title. I've never been the best at naming my work, but I knew something wasn't quite right. Typically, I opt for titles that are 1 or 2 words to keep it simple. Anyway, I wasn't sure what to call it, but I kept on working and hoped it would come to me. Then, one night while I was working pretty late, I realized I was overcomplicating the message. It was love, pure and simple. When I went through my rough patch, some of my closest friends were immediately there to help me through it, without me even asking. They let me hang out with their dogs, covered my classes, and even called me spontaneously to check in. Those are just a few examples of how great my friends are. They are truly the best, and that is when I decided on the name Give Love. It's all about giving of yourself to those you love and trusting them to do the same when you really need it. After working on the final art for about 4 days, I'd finally finished and was starting to gear up for an event here in Columbus called Urban Scrawl. It's an outdoor event where artists create a mural to be auctioned off in support of the arts around Columbus. This was my first year doing it, and I was planning on recreating Give Love as a way to debut it. Up until that weekend, only my patrons, that means you guys, bow, 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 bow. That's a rap air horn, and a few close friends had even seen the completed piece, so I was pretty pumped. Overall, I learned a lot at Scrawl, and I'd love to do it again so long as I don't bite off more than I can chew. Which leads me to my last point. Life is funny, and sometimes things come full circle in the best possible way. Going into Scrawl, I tried to plan out everything. I made a huge tile print so I could transfer the piece as opposed to gridding it out. I figured this would save time and also be truer to the original. On top of that, I even got Lowe's to color match a print so I didn't have to waste time mixing paint at the event. I could just pop the can and go to town. For the most part, that worked, but a few of the colors were more transparent than expected, and some of the graphite wasn't totally sealed. Basically, I vastly underestimated it, especially with only 2 days to complete a full 4-foot by 8-foot painting. Day 1, luckily, my best friend came by to check it out and ended up staying for most of the day helping me transfer and paint the piece. We had an absolute blast, and I couldn't have asked for a better, more talented helper. Hey guys, so I thought I'd make a quick little video because I've never painted anything nearly as large as I'm about to paint at Urban Scrawl here in a little bit. And this is also my first Patreon video, so I wanted to kind of commemorate, make it something special. And I figured I would give you guys a before. So that is all the stuff that I have to take with me. It's got all my paint that I went to Lowe's and got mixed up and matched to with the print. I've got tape, I've got graphite powder, I have my print, that's what's on my back right now. It's all rolled up, it's 4 feet by 8 feet, oh my god. And I've got tape, I think I already said that. I've got brushes. I tried to get as planned as possible because I've never done anything this large. Hey patrons, so this is the end of day 1 so far. Gonna be back bright and early tomorrow. It's about 10 o'clock at night right now. But I had some help today. I wouldn't have gotten this far had I not had any help. So don't think I would have finished in 2 days had I not had help. One more day tomorrow, so we'll start bright and early then. Bye. Day 2, another friend stopped by and offered help for a few hours. She showed up just when I was starting to lose steam. I'm pretty sure I was close to heat exhaustion, so I took a hot minute, pun intended, and sat in the shade with some water before jumping back in. Then, at the very end of day 2, several of my artist friends who did their own Urban Scrawl pieces helped me finish before the staff kicked us out. Shouts out to Jake Mensinger and Lucy Shearer for the help. You guys rock. The crazy thing about all of that is that each and every one of those friends were the inspiration behind the piece to begin with. I wanted to make something to honor them, and then they ended up volunteering to help me out once again to finish it. I couldn't have asked for better friends or a better way to wrap up Urban Scrawl and give love. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is something totally new for me and the first time I've gotten to do this for my patrons. So thank you guys so much again. You guys are the reason I'm able to do this. Thank you to my friends who inspired me to create Give Love, as well as the friends who helped me paint it. You guys are the best. Thank you so, so much. If you guys are not a patron and you're watching this video, that means that I made this a while ago. And you should head on over to my Patreon because there's probably a couple other videos like this already up. So if you guys become a patron, even at the lowest level, you'll get access to a ton of exclusives. You'll get to see videos like this way in advance. You'll also get to join my Discord channel. You guys can also see new work ahead of time. I post new stuff there all the time before I post it on Instagram or anywhere else. So it's the best way to stay on top of my new stuff. Also, occasionally I offer really cool exclusive Patreon rewards, kind of like this metal card. Metal card. Ooh, can't really see it. Metal card. Don't forget to follow me at SchmandrewART.com. That is SchmandrewART.com. You guys can find me at SchmandrewART on literally most social medias, so check me out online as well. And if you guys are interested in getting any of my artwork as playmats, you guys can go to signpostgames.com. That is signpostgames.com. Signpost Games is a local game store here in Columbus that I teamed up with, and we make some playmats. So if you guys are interested in getting some playmats that aren't your typical fantasy art or sci-fi art playmats, go check those out. Thank you again so much, and I will see you guys next month. Bye.